Okay, so the first barbering competition for me was in the Barber Brands New South Wales Barber Competition, and we drove down, the whole team drove down to Sydney TAFE, and there was some big hitters that year in the competition, and yeah, I came second in that one. That was awesome. So that was my first one. I remember France, he won it, and he went on to win the thing. So yeah, that was a really good one. That was with two models of different styles. The main lessons I learned were you got to be organised. You got to plan your haircut. You got to allow for time. Most haircuts competitions are like 30 minutes, so you've got a time limit on what you have to spend on the actual haircut and the fading and the styling and things like that. The styling's the biggest part, I find. So you've got to have about 10 minutes just to style, just to perfect it. And I remember one year I lost points on cleanliness. You know, you were rushing to try and get it done, and then I left some hair in his ear, and I got marked down in that. So that's things that when the lights are on you, when everyone's watching, when the pressure's on, you kind of, even though you do it day in, day out, you can kind of sometimes forget about it, and you can lose points on it.
How many competitions do you think you've done before that?
How many competitions have I done? I probably have done about 8 or 9 in the last couple of years, and you know, for the majority of them, thankfully, I've placed quite well and I've won a few. But there's other times when you don't win, and or you don't get through, and sometimes it's, well, maybe what you did wasn't what the judges were looking for, or that's just how it goes, man. Sometimes you don't use as many techniques as you maybe should have to gain points. Like sometimes the judging is, you don't know how the judging goes, but that's just how it goes sometimes. But what you've gained in that experience of doing it, being under pressure, of looking and meeting and networking and building up who you are, it's all worth it. Because anyone can judge you from the sidelines, but it's like getting in a boxing ring. Anyone can judge you, but have you been in the ring? It's if you have, you know what you're going through. If you haven't been in the ring, if you haven't put your hand up, well then you haven't been in the ring.
Yeah, and so it sounds like knowing the criteria that you're being judged on is also important.
Yeah, if you can, you've got to look into what you've been judged on, and that always helps. You've got to kind of know, you've got to play the game sometimes, because if it all comes down to sometimes the points, it doesn't matter how good the haircut is, it's got to look at the end result and what you've done within the haircut. So there's a lot of moving parts sometimes to it, and if you don't know what you're doing or what you've got to be looking out for, sometimes you can lose. So that's why I'm here. That's what I'm offering, some help, some tips and tricks on what to do, what to make sure you do and what you don't do, and it's all going to accumulate to doing well in the competitions.
And so you've put together like the top 10 major contributing factors to what you've learned across your time through almost 10 competition entries.
Yeah, so I've put together 10 of my top 10 tips that's going to help you in the competition. I've got no doubt it'll help you, and if you can stick to them, they're definitely going to assist you in going as far as you want to go, and that's obviously winning. So check them out and send me a message. I'll be more than happy to send them to you. Peace.